Willow, formerly known as San Juan. I'm a red willow traditional basket weaver. I've been weaving about 20 years.
And talk a little bit about the tradition. I mean, we were just talking about the fact that willow baskets are completely underrated and they're so beautiful and very functional, but the tradition has been slightly lost amongst many people, correct?
It's definitely a revival art. There are about 5 or 6 of us doing it currently. It was done over 100 years ago, and it was the men who were the weavers in the village, not the women. Although now there are a couple men doing it, and the rest are women. We're trying to bring it back. We did the baskets. The baskets were done originally for utility purposes, to hold our fruit, to hold our bread, which we bake in large amounts, to take food to the kiva, so they're offering baskets. And then there are gathering baskets, which are for berries and seeds and herbs, to dry tobacco. So they were all made for utility purposes.
And many people don't know that the resources along the Rio Grande have been depleted, and that's why in many cases the tradition was lost. So we were talking about sourcing materials, and can you talk a little bit about that?
I've been gathering at the same locations primarily for 20 years, but yes, the willow is getting sparse. It depends a lot on weather, and the other is that people are moving into the water areas and they clear it because they consider it a weed. Because it is so prolific, but they don't realize that the willow has a purpose. In the springtime when it leaves out, its purpose is to hold the ground and to hold the walls and banks of the river and the ditches. So when I go to gather in the winter, they tell me to take it all because they don't like it, because it is very prolific and it thickens up quickly.
Now the beavers are another story, I hear.
Oh yes, there is one spot where I gather, and there is a beaver dam there, and they have definitely changed the layout and flow of the water there, and it has become a huge marshy area, thus changing how much willow is there and the accessibility of it, because they've flooded the area with their homes and their dams.
I don't know, did you say how long you've been doing this?
I've been doing it for 20 years.
20 years. And it's a family tradition, you said?
It is not generational. Like I said, the men were the weavers in our village, and it just so happened that I took a class from someone who had been taught as a child by the master weaver in my village. And so he essentially gave his knowledge through someone else to me.
So moving forward, what do you want people to know about the tradition of willow basketry and this art form? What's important to you about it?
Well, people don't realize that because baskets come from life, from the grasses, from the reeds, from the trees, that you have to maintain the life of the basket, and that in order to preserve them, at least keep them dust free, and to put food or something, fruit, and share it with people you like, so that you keep the life in the basket throughout its purpose. And then the rest of the year, if you want to keep it up and pretty, you can, but at least once a year, think about the basket and the fact that it's a living thing also.
I find it's important when you find one to rescue it, because they are really hard to, they're underneath our noses in many cases, but they are kind of hard to find nowadays. As you were saying, people have them in their homes, but they take very good care of them, they don't use them, and so, but you just never know where you're going to find one. So
that's very true.
So you have to really know what you're looking for, you have to know the design, you have to know the material, but you can find them.
And also to appreciate that although they look simple, you know, someone took the time to gather the material and to clean the material and to say their prayers while they're creating it, and so that you should appreciate. that what it takes to make a basket.
I always, when I see a basket, I always think about the person making it. I visualize the person making it, and it just puts this whole picture together, which to me makes it all the more beautiful. So
Yes,
to see you doing this and demoing today here at the Art Museum Guild Indian Fair Market is really awesome. So I know we've seen each other before at other markets, but this is cool to get you to get to see you watch you do it. So thanks for talking to me.
Thank you. Thank you.